Okay, well, that's not anything good for the Zeus
Yeah, he
early.
has nothing in his hand here. Namacil.
Yeah.
Actually, Namacil doesn't have much in his hand either. He has a Scotty, a Fate, and a Thor, which I guess would come in succession. You have Fate to start off, Scotty to follow up, and a Thor to
Yep,
finish.
exactly. It's a decent curve, obviously, compared to Zeus.
Yeah, who Zeus has just kind of like a charge imp. He doesn't have much in his hand to tell you the truth. Brute can actually follow up, so he's getting some pretty good draws to start off, honestly.
Oh
And he'll
yeah.
be able to take care of Scotty whenever he wants to, but he's gonna have to trade blow for blow here.
Yeah, but doesn't matter because you don't want Scotty to be powering up the two Caldeers he has in ends, and now she's stunted, so she can't even use his ability to get rid of that.
Yeah, and there's another Scotty coming out eventually, but it's a shame that you have to take 2 damage just to take out a Scotty. It is gonna pay off in the future, but Caldier's on the map and Fate are just gonna be so powerful here.
Yeah, because next turn the Freya can actually kill the Brute, and then he can drop Fate in another I mean Scotty in another Caldeer to be going and push some phase damage. Like he can play Scylla here, Embolite, and be ready to whatever Namacil is gonna drop, or he could have played the Aphrodite and save his Brute.
I would really like to see Arachne come out and maybe preserve the Arachne for an Aphrodite kiss, but I don't think he'll be able to do this. He needs to get something out now, and that's going to be Scylla to hold up that choke point there. It's a big risk, but you really can't afford Freya getting into the fray
Yeah,
like
it's
this.
gonna get banished. Yeah, that's the best play he can do. But why didn't he play Scotty instead of Solskjaer, man? If you're gonna use your ability, you can't attack. So I guess he misplay or he misclick.
I was hoping Scotty would come out as well, but I suppose you want your Caldiers and before you bring out Scotty, because Scotty ultimately is just going to up the attack of Caldier, who's going to be your front line. And
Yeah,
ultimately, you want Surtur out with your front line Scotty, who or Caldier, who's going to have a lot more attack in the future.
yeah, and especially putting that Scotty before it will boost the attack of the Scotty itself. If you put Solskjaer on it. But now let's see if he's gonna try to block with the annual flag, the retreat from the Freya, and isolate the Solskjaer in there.
Something we've been seeing a lot is Enyo Flag. Honestly, I think it was just with Murder Your Ego, the Gem of Isolation. Gem of Isolation
Oh
nerf was
yeah.
introduced with Enyo Flag, and it's been amazing because really you're restricted to one movement on Freya, but really zero movement with any other ranged god.
Oh yeah, exactly. This is
But I don't
kind
think you're
of
gonna see that.
yeah. Right now, maybe he's gonna top deck, but Freya still gonna be really potent with that whoop and needs three range. So even if you restrain the range, I don't know why the soldier moved there instead of attacking the flag. Maybe he wants to boost the Tor to have a one hit combo.
Yeah, I think he's really just looking for to get Surtur out there. Surtur is also we have a second one on board, which is amazing because if you can get those two next to each other,
Oh.
right next to Thor, it's going to be so much power coming out. I wish you moved Thor up. I'm pretty sure you just summoned him this turn, but if he can get Thor into a good position, which he'll be able to next turn, and get another Surtur out, that Thor is going to be hitting hard and hitting
Yeah, if
fast
that
as
Thor
well.
lives, it's lethal next turn. Let me just count real fast. He can boost for 3, so it's gonna be 7 plus 2 attack. It's gonna be 9.
That's going to be a lot more right there.
Oh no.
And there it is. Enyo can just walk in and take it out, walk right through Scylla, not even matter.
Yeah.
This is looking pretty one-sided because as soon as you get into the late game with Zeus, it seems like a lot more control is going to be going into Imbolite's hand. He has a lot more gods on the field. As you can see, there's kind of four
And their
gods on each
range,
side blocking
especially.
things. Yeah, all of them are ranged, and he is holding up that choke point as well. Freya's going to have to stay back.
Yeah, I think. Oh, the Thunder here is really big. Because ideally you want to use the Frey ability to remove the Athena on board each turn, so it doesn't matter. But being taunted here is gonna penalize him for that. Spe-
Great place to put Athena as well in that chokehold.
and the Archer
Just to
trading
walk
for
up on.
Scotty.
Yeah.
You're right. You're completely right. Yeah, that flag here it's doesn't helping, especially reducing the speed of the soldier.
It's key because now Freya can't get with the rest of her army. She's kind of stuck in that triangle there. She can't. She can only move up if Athena wasn't there, but really she can only summon things upward, and they would still get taunted if she summoned them to the left. Then they'll be out of range and won't be able to do anything.
Yeah, basically everything is gonna play by Freya is gonna be taunted if Embolite moves the Athena on top of the Freya. It's gonna be the only spot you can summon something that's not taunted is the bottom left.
I was hoping he would have probably traded Caldier over and then put the fire minion out and then Caldier to switch for that blank spot again. He's going to be looking to replace this Calder with another one, which is a good idea because he needs to fill this void.
Yeah, he needs to take the control of the choke point with what he just did.
And at least he has a Surtur on top of that as well, so he has some kind of counter defense if
Oh,
he
the
attempts to poke
Hades
in.
here, it's probably the end. Hades can just fear the Caldeer and they can take their range attack to kill him. And that's gonna mean, yeah, exactly. Oh, unless he's gonna go for like an Arachne charge on the Sultra, maybe to have a full clear. Yeah, it
I
seems
don't think he
like.
needs to get rid of the Surtur, but I definitely like the option to remove. But he is going to go ahead and charge it, go for the Freya.
No,
Oh, he's
the
going for Surtur.
Sultra,
No.
yeah.
Okay. I was
Eh,
hoping he would go for
And
Freya.
also, it takes back the choke point here again.
So he's going to go ahead and whoop that. He can't walk through, though.
Yeah.
Having Medusa and Hades on hand, this is really just looking inside of Imbolite at this point.
Yeah, because it's
Because
gonna
he's going to be
be.
top ducking, and top ducking at Freya is not something you want to get yourself
Yeah,
into.
unless the opponent has like 3 health, right? You want that backstab to finish off. But now, no, it's like 4 gods on play against nothing. Yeah,
And there's the GG.
I mean,
Easy
of
GG
course.
there.
Of course, with so much power. Well, that's an interesting game one. So, Ambolite with
Yeah,
the first win.
that's definitely expected once you get into the late game with a Freya. It's either hit or miss, because if your opponent isn't below 6 health or at 6 health and isn't a Ra, then you gotta hope for the fact that you're either getting backstabs or that you don't have to press that concede button at any time.
Yeah. It was good control on the choke point from Zeus with the
Amazing.
Scylla and the Athena and
And
everything.
Enyo Flag was helping out so much, just keeping him there.
Yeah, just the Freya couldn't move the whole game because of that. Like between the 2 choke points, there was nothing she could do.
Alright, so going to the next game, we see that Namacil opted here for another Freya hand, or is this Odin?
I
But
think
either way,
he's
Ambilight up
playing.
there.
Yeah, they
Seems they're
switched
getting for the
decks.
Dittos. Yeah, they're going for Freya Dittos here. Of course, that Namacil can stay the deck he had before because he lost, but Imbolite had to switch, and he switched over to Freya. Starting off with some Cursed Archers in the backline is a great call here, too. But we have Scotty and 2 Caldiers in the hands here, and as well as the Fate
Yeah.
Damage. Might be a good point to start.
So Namacil is playing the same deck like Aggro Freya, but Ambilight, we can see the Fire Giant in his hand and the Chao Fang. That means he's going much more for a type of like mid-range deck. Like you don't see Chao Fang in aggro decks, and especially not the Fire Giant that far in the mana curve.
Yeah, we've seen this, I think, once before where Baconator was running a Freya deck the same way. He was actually going with a late game Freya deck, something more of exactly a mid-range Freya deck, which is something you just don't see. As long as you have the control of Freya, you might be able to pull this off, but once you get into the face with Freya, you're basically asking for, taunts to come down, and I think in a Freya Ditto, this is
Yeah,
kind of what you want to look for. The fact that Chao Fang will be coming out for Imbolite in a Freya Ditto, this will be a nice call.
the soul there.
Soul's in a very powerful position too, because he's gonna have to go around separating himself from the rest of his army here.
Yeah, but why didn't he put in like a choke point? Because now Ambilight can just go over and put his soul in the choke point, or yeah, exactly the taunts. And now he has free reign with the ability of Scully on like the 2 archers that can attack for like 3 damage for free on Freya.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the fact that Namacil wasn't expecting taunt in this deck. I'm sure,
Yo,
like,
yeah, you're right.
even if that was, I'm sure, like, if that wasn't a taunt, he'd be in a perfect position here, being that, you know, there's nothing that you can put in that choke point that won't really die next turn or be whooped away, or as long as you're face to face with Freya, the game's gonna be the same either
Yeah, but
way. It
that
doesn't really matter.
it's gonna be real hard for Namacil to come back here because whatever he plays, they are all not range units, right? And the ability of Scotty, like being able to use it without taking return damage and then attacking with your Freya, you can just clear this Scotty, and then nothing in Henon's Namacil is gonna live to the Archer and the Scotty of Ambilight.
And this doesn't look good because Scotty's just going to get deleted here. You got a Fire Imp as well as the basic coming out of Freya that's going to be imminent. And the thing about that is we have 3 Caldiers here. 3 Caldiers on the side of Namacil that he could, 2 of which he can play next turn, and they will not get played.
Yeah,
So
because
moving
they're
into the
gonna
choke point,
die. Yeah,
you got,
exactly.
and that's the thing about Calder is, yeah, you can play them out and you can have Scotty out, but if you don't have Scotty, Calder's just going to be completely useless and will most likely die next turn if you don't already have control of the game. And you see that Imbolite just moved to the choke point there, and he's just going to play his Caldeers anyway. Actually, he played his own Caldeer in the face of Namacil.
Yeah, blocking the movement as most as he can from the Freya. So Freya can't reach to any ranged unit right now. So yeah, she's gonna be maybe able to use her ability to remove the Scotty for one turn. So it's gonna take less damage, and but still the soul there is gonna be able to take care of whatever he plays.
Yeah. So the fact that Calder's coming out is just it's useless. I think for right now it's going to be bait. Yeah, you can definitely hit this, but you're
Yeah,
not going to
exactly. It was
do
a
anything
full
with it.
clear, and with three ranged units again, and everything you had in hand is like melee. Everything he was playing was just die to what was on board, right? Next one was Fire Giant, so it was like pretty GG.
Yeah, I think it was just unfortunate coming out there because he had three, four, he had all these Calders in his hand and nothing to support it. Because once you put Calders out and there's nothing to back it up, you're done. You're screwed. Can't really do anything about that.
Yeah, if the enemy has too much ranged units and you only have melee units, he's just gonna kill everything you play for free. So
Especially as a Scotty. So Imbolite running that, like basically it was, I want to say, kind of mid-range control kind of Freya, basically being able to throw Namacil around the map any way you really wanted to. But here we're going to see on the left side Imbolite as Ra, and on the right side Namacil going with the Freya for the third time this set. Will he be able to pull it out here, though? With the two cursed archers, Scotty and Caldir. But on the side of Imbolite, we see, a Bastet and two Sentry Wards, which I think is a very, it's a passive start. You just got to stay back, play your Sentry Wards, and wait
well, you
for
got you got your two best minions for early game, right? Sobek and Bastet, and then you just can like you're playing against aggro Norse since it's the third game, so like everything you're gonna steal from them, it's gonna be relevant in the four excuse me, in the first four turns. Thank you.
Yeah, because of the low mana cost, especially. So that Sentry Ward, maybe it'll pay for itself because you're not going to get a high level card. You're not going to get a Fire Giant. You're going to probably get a Cursed Warrior as we see it, or a Fire Imp, or maybe a Calder or a Scotty. Something that's really not worth the Sentry Ward or the turn that you're spending to, the mana
Yeah.
or the turn you're spending to use that Sentry Ward.
Amlight has a hard choice to do right here, right? Because if he plays the Bastet, then whenever he plays it, it can just be whooped, and then the Sobex can die to the Scotty and the Fire Imp.
Yeah, especially not only Whoop, it'll take the mana away from Namacil that turn. So Namacil's going to want to definitely go for this Bastet, and Scotty can definitely take it out whenever she wants to. But there's no further removal from that. So even though that Scotty can, poke around and
Maybe
get,
he's gonna choose to. Yeah, well, exactly what as I said.
he's just going to keep it whooped up the rest of the game, I guess.
Oh, but he
Or
should.
so it can.
Yeah, he should though retreat the. Oh, he's gonna go with the Fire Imp clear and the ability of Scotty. Because I was going to say he can just retreat the Scotty and maybe reduce the movement speed of Sobek, so it can't be reached. But yeah, going with the Fire Imp and the ability of Scotty, like I said last turn. But now let's see how Ambilight is gonna react to this.
I want to see Imbolite move up to his choke point as well as just kind of lay down a sentry where it's like, sure, you're going to take a lot of poke as Ra, but early on, especially against a Freya, you have to sacrifice that poke in order to get to the late game. You have an on her and a book of, what is that
Thought.
book of thought, sitting in your hand. You just got a Mayhem for a
Yeah.
2 mana card and a backstab. That's not good. And especially against a Freya, you got to expect these cards to come out. This
Yeah.
is not a burst Freya deck at all.
Yeah.
This
It
is a
is.
generic mid-range Ra.
Yes, of course, but it is not good to have them in your hand, but it's really good that they don't have them in their hand. So at least there's that. There's gonna only be one white backstab this game. So you
Yeah, but
can maybe trade a little bit more health aggressively.
But there's that certain point that you reach where, hey, is it worth me spending my mana for this entire turn? Is it worth me playing these two cards that I put in my deck just to get these 1 mana cards that, yeah, sure, you won't have, but then again, I wasted a turn. And those are two cards that could have been, another Sobek, maybe another Bastet,
Oh,
some removal, some Sunder, some Magma Slams,
yeah.
something.
You're totally
I see
right.
what he's trying to accomplish, though, but here we come with another Bastet, but he won't be able to play this out. He's getting too, under control here.
Yeah, you cannot play anything that's not gonna be removed by Scotty and an attack of Freya, because everything he has 3 health.
I think Namacil is just in a great position here. He has two sets of cursed archers, a Scotty and a Calder. So that Calder can be, extra. If somehow this Scotty finds her way into the graveyard, our dog is just gonna be able to, get more empowered next turn. Doesn't matter. We have a Scotty for backup, a Caldier coming on the way, and a Cursed Archer, and nothing in the hands of Imbolite will be able to stop
This
us.
is a really weird position to put the Handhers, because, the Caldeer can attack it for free if the Freya moves out of that space. It seems still gonna go with the basic of
But he might
Freya.
go for it. I think he's
Yeah.
just going to trade with Freya, but go face damage with Caldier,
Yeah,
trying to block in his opponent. But I think you're right. Maybe probably go down with Caldier to trade for that instead would have been more optimal choice.
but I mean, we all know that Ra doesn't have a lot of burst damage, right? Unless there's a charge with a certain card. But so like trading the health out of the Freya and keeping the Caldeer with full health, it's gonna mean that he can trade better with all the next
Oh,
minions that's gonna come.
it's so
Wow,
sad.
that's a really bad mayhem. Didn't even
Well, like
kill
you
one
have
the
you have
archer. Yeah,
nothing else to play, so you might as well use it while you don't have really. You can't really do anything else. You can't.
I think
Can't
that's lethal.
use basic attacks, and that is
Yeah,
lethal.
yeah. He needs to
I think
take
he's
out the
ready for
taunt
that.
though first, but yeah, he has still so much. He's literally like 15 damage right now. If I'm good in maths. Yeah.
Yeah, but good game to Imbolite there. There was a lot of burst coming at the end, but it was just because Freya took complete control of that game, and you really can't do that with a control deck Ra.
Yeah, well,
You
I
can't
feel
win.
like the when you couldn't remove the Scotty, he lost the game, right? He didn't have Magma Slam or Execute, so the Scotty just killed whatever he was going to play.
And even though Execute is just such a high mana card to waste on a Scotty, like sure you want
Yeah.
to get rid of that Scotty, and Namacil doesn't have anything else in his deck. That's the highest value card he has, and sure you're gonna use Execute, but you're using a 4 mana card on a free
And a
mana
whole
card.
turn, and a
That's
whole
so much
turn.
power.
Yeah, he doesn't develop anything. He doesn't do anything on the board states. It's just removing only one card from your opponent. It's a one from one card, and you lose so much tempo. Like it's not worth it, but sometimes you have to do it.
That deck was not made to fight Freyas, but maybe we'll see it how it works against Zeus is here.
Yeah, it feels like it's gonna be a mid-range Zeus with a really weird placement for the marksman.
But it is a really weird placement for the marksman. I think you're right about that, and we have a great start coming out of Imbolite. Look at that deck: Sobek, Magma Slam, and Execute already. And if he needs to, he has Fire Shards coming in for the later game, showing
Yeah.
that he has it already.
Like the Sobek and the Magma Slam are gonna get him through the early game, so he can use that, Anubis and there's fire shards. That's for sure.
And I think he should just go ahead and go to his choke point and kind of trade with that Archer while he can, kind of stick back and pull out a Sobek. And I, I'd hate to say it, but if he does play Sobek, there's always that chance that he's gonna So he's playing in the back, so it doesn't die off.
But I don't mean it's weird because he's the one having the coin, and there is no god that costs 3 mana.
Yeah.
So like the archer couldn't. What just deal 2 damage? Oh, the
Yeah.
Sunder, the Sunder. I didn't see the Sunder.
Yeah, so we had the removal for that Sobek. He played it back, but it really just wasn't worth it. I was hoping that he'd play it Sobek in the top right, maybe, and
Yeah,
maybe it would have made a difference. Maybe instead of no, it really wouldn't. But Sobek just gone either way. It was just a lucky pickup to have that Sunder.
he could have moved on the top right of the corner and put Sobek in the corner. So like it was round range off from the archer, but he decided to advance, and now he's gonna play the Bastet in the back, which was a really good top deck.
I like this. I like the play of the Bastet in the back, but I don't like the fact that he moved past his choke point and he just can't control his side of the map now. At this point, Zeus has that opening to place down a Brute if he had one, and
Yeah,
the
but he
point
has
is,
no more mana though.
yeah, and yeah, at this point, he doesn't have a Brute, but given the opportunity, a Brute would be placed great in that plot hole.
It's a shame that he doesn't have a 4 drop. Greaves has one of the best 4 drops, and it would have power up that archer, and he could have blinked to kill the Bastet. But he was not really lucky. He has a charge and a Hades, so
Yeah, just a bad hand to deal one with Ra and deal two with Bastet. So we're gonna see some cats coming out here, and he placed his marksman in a place to react to such. Now, do you want to see a Magma Slam on that Archer before things go wrong, or he's probably just gonna keep that Archer where it is until it gets empowered, and if he needs to react, he can always Magma Slam it when needed.
yeah, I think he's gonna try to use the cats to take control of the space between Zeus and Ra and the bottom of the rock. So No, he's just
Oh,
gonna
that's
stay
great call.
away. Yeah, he's just gonna stay away. He's not gonna have to deal with that archer. If the archer want to come, he's gonna have to deal with the cats first.
And you know, you have fire shards for if that archer really just gets over the top later game, but you also have magma slam just in case he gets a little bit too overpowered mid game.
Yeah, exactly. Like if Zeus is gonna play a bunch of minions, you can just punish him for fire shards. Like it's gonna be enabled not next turn, but of the other one at 6 mana if you want to use the mana potions to get it early.
And the way he placed those cats was so nice. Like he's just, no matter where that marksman moves, he cannot hit a single cat.
Oh, you're right.
And but Zeus can. Zeus can trade with a cat, but then again, that's one turn he can't draw. And do you
Exactly.
take control of the cats? You can, take back control of the map that Ra is eventually going to overrun, or do you draw a card?
But that's the
Zeus
thing,
just has
right?
a brute that he can place under Ra.
But yeah, like you see, like the Zeus attacked the cat. That means that the Zeus didn't attack the Bastet. So this is like literally giving one health to the Bastet to use the cats again and again if she doesn't take, if Zeus doesn't take care of that.
And she does have next turn to do this, but that's just going to be, will Hades and Zeus have the opportunity to hit Bastet here?
I mean, they're definitely in range, but there's so much
If
Ra can do.
Bastet does move up once, Shield will be out of range of Zeus as long as, Ra can get one minion above Zeus.
Yes, you're right. Totally right. But it depends here. Does he want to use the Geb? He can coin the Anubis or the Athena because,
Athena. He's
yeah.
definitely going to get Athena. Basically, move above Zeus, place the Athena in the choke point, and you are golden for that Bastet to come out next turn.
But the problem is
That's
gonna
really
have to
tough.
face if he does that. I mean, and Zeus plays another god. You're gonna have an archer in the back hitting your Athena for 3.
I don't like this. I don't like what he's doing right now. I would have loved to see him move above the Zeus, place that Athena in the chokehold, and eventually just surround his opponent. Instead, he's going to place Geb in the backline, leaving his Bastet open, going to move into the corner. He's not working to protect the Bastet.
Yeah.
He's working for removal right now, and I don't like this. He's playing offensively instead of defensively against a Zeus who just doesn't have the cards to support his play right now, who's actually building up his deck as he goes.
Yeah, I think he did that because he wants to coin fire shards. He wants to use the mana potions of fire shards. Yeah, fire shard's gonna take care of nearly everything. The Geb's gonna be able to trade with the Hades after all, and the basic of the Ra is gonna be able to trade with. Well, yeah, he's gonna go for that. It was.
Fire Strides is a great call. So he was planning ahead rather than reacting.
Yeah, it was really not a good turn for last turn, but this turn is worth. Yeah, that leaves Zeus with only Medusa has a threat, and like you still have double execute, Magma Slam, and Athena to lug down your opponent.
Yeah, he'll be able to fully remove here. He definitely has the hand advantage. While in the other hand, we just have a blink, a charge. Medusa and Thanatos given are really good here, but
Oh, that's
Medusa.
nice. A charge
Oh wow, a
Medusa.
charge Medusa was fantastic against the Geb, and look, now control goes over to Namacil.
Yeah, but with so much mana and 2 executes, he's gonna take the game. I don't think there's a way back with Namacil. Maybe if he has 2 really powerful draw using the Zeus ability.
Well, see, he has to decide between the Athena or the Execute here, and Medusa's going to put out a lot of damage on that Athena, so I was really hoping for the Execute to come out before the Athena.
Well, it's not that bad because you can still use your raw ability to heal back your Retina. So she's gonna be maybe at. Oh, that's such a good blink, and the Thanatos is gonna probably come down to finish that Athena. Oh my God. Maybe I spoke too fast. Maybe it's Zeus, like I said, with 2 really powerful draws, gonna be able to regain control of this game.
And there
Because
goes Thanatos, exactly. Okay, so that was a good call there. And now, Zeus has control of the map. I feel like he definitely should have gone for that Execute. Medusa is such a high value card, and there it is, a little bit too late, and now you just don't have an Athena because of that Medusa.
Yep, and he's forced to use all the removal cards to even the board out, and he cannot even develop a minion to force some pressure on the Zeus. He's gonna
I
heal
might see a
himself.
Fire Giant Deathbringer here if possible, honestly,
Oh
but
my! But the Fire Giant's gonna get executed, so you won't see that bringer. Like there's
you know
no
how you control
way.
Ra. But yeah, it's gonna get executed.
Yeah,
You're
there's
right.
there's no way it can stick on the board. Now he's gonna be probably gonna play Chao Fang or Sobek in a heal. No,
But you
okay.
see that Namacil is playing so effectively. Um, where Imbolite had to use up all of his hand advantage, and now look, we have even hands for both players, just because of how effective Namacil has been playing his cards, has been
Yeah.
positioning, and the Imbolite kind of, I don't want to say made some misplays, but just didn't work as optimally as he could have.
He was playing too safe. He was playing too safe, and
Which is fine, but he knew that he had one of his Athenas. He knew that he had one of Namacil's Athenas, so go ahead, be a little bit more aggressive.
the Phantom's grasp is gonna be big if he wants to use it now. Maybe he's gonna wait for a higher target, because there's only 4 cards left for Zeus, so he doesn't have much more minions to kill Ra. So
Yeah,
yeah, holding out that Phantom's Grasp. So whenever Zeus is gonna run out of card, he's gonna Phantom's grab the last threat and be sure to win this game.
so we're gonna see Scylla out. I feel like he's gonna Phantom Grasp with Scylla because there's nothing else worth grabbing in the deck of Namacil. Namacil is down to 2 cards while Imbolite is down at I can't see. But we're gonna see more play coming out of Imbolite because he just has the cards to support it.
Easy
He's
kill
getting
on the
2
Afro. Easy kill on that Afro. Yeah, I think this is he's not gonna be able to kill the Anubis unless he has another charge for the Scylla.
He really doesn't need to get rid of that flag. I don't think anybody's going to be at the bottom of the map at this point. How much does the flag really... Oh, because he can summon minions.
Yeah, you can
That is
summon
great.
from around the flag.
Yeah.
I mean, the taun's gonna help to gain a turn, but he's gonna die to fatigue now.
Unless Scylla can kind of get ahead here, I think a powerful Scylla will be able to pull anything out of his pocket.
Yeah, maybe he's running. Oh yeah, but like I said,
Phantom
he's
Grasp.
he's gonna Phantom's Grasp, one of the last threats that Zeus can pull out. Like Aphrodite is not gonna be something to take out of the board right now, and the
There it
dead
is.
the Deadbringer was
Good
just
game.
useless. Yeah, so that's the winner. Ambilight winning 3-1 against Namacil.
Yeah, good games to both, and I'm glad that we got to see that kind of gameplay out of here. We didn't really see any Gem of Isolation like we did with Murder over the past weekend, but
They
maybe
they
maybe
had it on the
we'll see
deck,
more
but they
games.
didn't. Yeah, they had it on the deck, but they didn't draw it.
He had Gem of Isolation. He was basically on his last card there. I guess he drew a
The
yeah,
raw,
but
yeah,
either way, great game.
yeah, right. Okay, well, thank you for doing this cast with me, Nuka.
Yeah, of course, I have so much fun with it, and anytime, man.
Okay, thank you.